Why is it that some countries seem to experience far fewer cancer cases than others? Why do certain populations, despite having fewer hospitals and less advanced medical systems, report dramatically lower overall cancer rates than countries like the United States or the United Kingdom? And what if part of the answer isn't found in a laboratory, but in the kitchen? In today's video, we're traveling through Vietnam, Ethiopia, Mexico, India, and Thailand. Countries with significantly lower overall cancer incidence compared to Western nations, and exploring what their traditional diets might teach us about long-term health. Let's begin in Vietnam. Vietnam's overall cancer rate is far lower than that of the United States. And when you look at the food culture, something stands out immediately. Meals are built around freshness, fresh herbs, fresh vegetables, fresh broths, fresh seafood. Dishes like pho are layered with herbs like basil and cilantro. Meals are rich in leafy greens, fermented vegetables, fish sauce, and rice. Meat is present, but rarely dominant. Portions are moderate. Ultra-processed food historically played almost no role in daily life. Vietnamese cuisine is not heavy. It is vibrant, high in fiber, high in phytonutrients, high in plant diversity. Now let's move to Ethiopia. Ethiopia has one of the most unique food cultures in the world. At the center of every meal is injera, a fermented flatbread made from teff, an ancient grain packed with fiber, iron, and resistant starch. Meals are communal. Lentils, chickpeas, split peas, and vegetable stews dominate the plate. Meat is eaten, but often less frequently due to cultural and religious fasting traditions. Fermentation is central. Plant protein is central. Fiber intake is naturally high. This creates a diet that supports gut health, reduces inflammation, and stabilizes blood sugar, all factors linked to lower cancer risk. Now Mexico. Modern Mexico struggles with processed food consumption, but traditional Mexican cuisine tells a different story. The original Mexican diet was built on the three sisters: corn, beans, and squash. Corn tortillas made from nixtamalized maize. Beans rich in fiber and plant protein. Squash, chili peppers, tomatoes, avocado, herbs. It was colorful. It was high in fiber. It was rich in antioxidants. It was deeply plant-based long before that term existed. When populations follow this traditional pattern rather than ultra-processed Western imports, cancer rates remain significantly lower than in the United States. Now let's talk about India. India's overall cancer incidence remains far below that of most Western countries. A major reason is that large portions of the population traditionally follow predominantly plant-based diets: lentils, chickpeas, spinach, okra, eggplant, whole grains, yogurt, fermented foods. And then there are the spices. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound widely studied for its anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer properties. Cumin, coriander, ginger, garlic, these are used daily, not occasionally. The Indian plate is diverse, fiber-rich, spice-rich, and historically low in processed meat. Finally, Thailand. Thai cuisine is a balance of herbs, vegetables, seafood, rice, and spices. Lemongrass, galangal, basil, chili, turmeric, lime. Dishes are layered with plant compounds that act as antioxidants and anti-inflammatory agents. Meals are rarely centered on red meat. Portions are smaller than Western equivalents. Freshness matters. Across all 5 of these countries, different cultures, different continents, different religions, but similar patterns emerge. High plant intake, high fiber, fermented foods, herbs and spices rich in bioactive compounds, lower processed meat consumption, lower obesity rates, more daily movement built into life. Compare that to the typical Western dietary pattern: high ultra-processed food intake, high red and processed meat consumption, excess sugar, excess calories, and lower fiber intake. Cancer is complex. Age matters, screening matters, genetics matter, access to healthcare matters. But when we look at population-level patterns, diet and lifestyle stand out powerfully. These countries are not cancer-proof. No country is. But their traditional eating patterns create a metabolic environment that appears less inflammatory, less insulin-resistant, and less obesogenic. And that may be one of the most important cancer prevention tools we have. The real takeaway here is not to romanticize other countries. It is to recognize that many protective patterns already exist around the world. And they are simple. Eat more plants. Eat more fiber. Use herbs and spices generously. Limit processed meats. Choose whole foods over industrial foods. Honor traditional cooking over convenience packaging.
Small shifts, done consistently, can shape long-term health. If you found this video thought-provoking, make sure to like and subscribe for more evidence-based health content. And tell me in the comments, which country's food culture inspired you the most? I'll see you in the next video.